Welcome back to Ozarks Fox AM on this beautiful Friday morning, gearing up for baseball season and the Springfield Cardinals. We're live from Hammons Field with Dan, the man writer. Dan, but I feel like we haven't seen you in a while. How you doing?
I'm injured, but doing great.
Okay,
so,
well, first of all, tell us, how are you injured? What happened?
Playing dodgeball with 8-year-olds, but I was doing it to help teach them baseball. It's actually been a great teaching lesson, but I'm moving slow today because of dodgeball. Not because of the morning. Excited to be around you guys. You guys bring the energy, but it's just my left leg I'm dragging behind me.
Oh.
Well, you know, we did share our horror sports story, so thank you for sharing that with us and being so honest and open. You know, season is right around the corner. What can you tell us about the upcoming season and what fans can expect?
We're pumped. I mean, it starts with we're pumped. This is going to be our 20th season of Springfield Cardinals baseball. And I think for all of us that have been here, it's kind of crazy to think it's been that long. You know, we remember when it started. And I think this year is going to be a lot of fun to remember all those great moments that have happened from the players of the year that we've had, the great highlight moments. So you're going to see a lot of highlights about what's happened. But we also always have an eye to the future. And I think when it comes to the last year especially, we've just had so much great things going on with the City of Springfield purchasing us. You know, it's going to be a great year to reminisce, but also a great year to look ahead to what's going to be great for the next 20.
Okay, so Dan, you just brought it up. I was going to ask you about that because I watched your press conference last year on my computer. I signed on. I watched it. It was an amazing press conference. First of all, I loved your passion, how emotional you got because the city really stepped in. So what can people expect now that the city has stepped in? You know, you're making renovations. What's happening with that since they bought it?
You know, I think one of the best parts about the city purchasing is they want us to be successful. They want this to be a great fan amenity. They want this stadium to not just be for baseball, but to be for other events. So I think from the public perception, you'll see us start doing more than just baseball games. I've got my fingers crossed that this week or next week, we're going to book our first ever concert. And if it doesn't get booked like this week, it's still going to come. So we've figured out how to do field seating. We'll be able to have probably about 1,000 people on the field, a stage at second base. We'll use the stadium seating bowl. So I think the first time that we have that concert, I think it's going to be great for our community to see what it was that us in the city had a vision for. And the other part, like I'll say, last year, about halfway through the year, we worked with the city to install our brand new LED lights, and they are amazing. And it's so fun whenever it gets to a big moment at the end of the game, and they're flashing different colors, and it picks up the beats of some of the music. And so if you didn't come to a game the last half of last year, it's gonna be the first time you see it. And I think that those type of things, whether it's the lights or whether it's the concert, it's really a great symbol of what's to come because we've been about baseball for 20 years. We will always be about baseball. I don't want any of our baseball fans to think we're going to stray from that. But I think it's the tip of the iceberg on what's fun and what's entertaining when people come to Hammons Field.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like this working together with the city has really increased maybe the fan experience and the fanfare. How will this, do you think, draw in even more people from the city of Springfield and beyond?
Yeah, and I think that's the hope for all of us. You know, we want this to be a hub for our region, you know, not just the city, but for our region. And, you know, it's on us to prove it. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like being behind the 8 ball on that one because I don't just want people to take our word for it. We're going to show them. And that's where this time of year, our staff is practicing our in-game entertainment. They're practicing those between promotions because we know that when people come out here, it's on us to prove that it's going to be fun. And I'm okay with that. You know, I like the pressure, bring it on. Like, let's make sure that we do good and let's show people. And we've done a lot of background work to get ready for this year.
Yeah. And speaking of the team, I heard arrives Monday. So tell us about what you're expecting from the team this year and then the first game and then the first home game.
I have no idea. They've yet to show me a roster.
There's no roster yet? When will you know, Dan?
Well, I promise you there's a roster because they have to start booking them on flights. You know, but this time of year, there's always a lot of movement. And when you really think about the same, you know, we exist, and I try to keep things very simply. We exist to make our community better, and we exist to help the St. Louis Cardinals win their next world championship. And one of the things that just recently happened was, unfortunately, Dylan Carlson got injured. He's one of our players of the year, one of the best Springfield Cardinals we've ever had. So you hate seeing a guy like that get injured. But what that means is that all of their plans for the outfields for all the minor leagues just got changed. And right now, whether it's a simple injury or a guy that's doing really well in spring training, that can change very quickly. And so there might be a change the day before the season on who's going to start here.
Wow.
Okay.
I didn't know it came like that close. Yeah.
Yeah, well, like you said, you like the pressure. So since we don't have the roster, what would you say this 20th year that you're most looking forward to, just overall?
It sounds silly, but I'm going to say our craft bar. I'll admit we've worked really hard, and we're really excited to have a bar on the first base line where you guys are. So don't stray too far this morning, or show could go a little sideways. But we're really excited to be featuring some more like local beers, and we're really excited to be able to have 4x4 Brewing and Springfield Brewing Company and Logboat. We're just so excited about this. It's going to have a nice local feel. And ultimately, I think with what's happened with the city, this is for our community. And I think that's going to be a really great way to highlight our community.
And I love that you're showcasing local breweries, local beers, which is amazing. And by the way, too, the first game is actually going to be in Little Rock on April 5th. Then the home opener, April 9th, which we're so excited about. It's going to be a big, huge day. We're so excited. Dan, thank you for having us here this morning.
Oh, thanks for being here, guys. Always fun with y'all.
Thank you. All right, you guys, more fun on Ozarks Fox AM from Hammons Field coming up. Don't go anywhere.